time, yeah, we came alive. Our souls intertwined when we kissed.
Sailing is a sport and a hobby that people from around the world enjoy every day. Sailing comes in many shapes and sizes, from junior sailing optimist class to the world's fastest yacht, the hydrocopter. There are people who like the occasional family day on the water, and there are those who enjoy the thrill of racing. Either way, there are many great places and beautiful yachts to suit either occasion.
Sailing originated in Mesopotamia around 3000 BC. At this point, people were putting very small cloths onto tree logs and usually just floating with a little help from the wind. At this stage, nothing was very efficient and everything was a slow process. The big problem was these first boats could only sail in one direction.
At this time, people were looking for new ways to trade and travel around the ancient Mesopotamian world. Trade was the number one source of profit in people's lives, and being able to travel by water would boost and make a huge impact on the expansion of trade and growth of the world.
Vikings also played a large role in the evolution of sailing. They were the first to invent the keel. The keel is an instrumental part of the boat because it helps keep the boat from sliding sideways when sailing hotter angles. This allows for more than one direction of sailing, but only about 70 degrees. Meanwhile, on the other side of the globe, the Arabians were inventing the first triangular sails, called lateens. These sails had potential to allow for any direction of sailing, but without the Vikings' keel design, the Arabian boats were very inefficient because when they turned at a closer angle to the wind, they would be pushed sideways instead of forwards.
As the technology for sailboats developed, so did the economy of the Mesopotamian, Arabian, and Mediterranean areas. No longer do people have to walk long distances to trade and sell their goods, but rather take a boat up a river or across a small ocean to places where their products have never been seen before.
What is the best part of sailing for you?
The best part of sailing for me is that you get to be in the elements and you can't control any of it, and you have to find a way to use your abilities and figure out how to react to what's going on around you.
Unfortunately, nobody really knows who, how, or where the two technologies were put together, but the oldest known boat that had both was a Norse exploration ship that sailed from England to North America. This exploration was one of the very first to the western parts of the world.
600 years after the first ever sailboat exploration, King Charles II introduces sport sailing to England. This was the beginning of a sport that is among one of the most prestigious and globally popular, which has continued almost 4,000 years later.
From the very introduction of the sport in 1660, it has never stopped growing. Soon after the first yacht club was founded in Ireland, people started to get competitive, and races began as a very royal activity. At first, kings just wanted to see who had the fastest boat, but ever since, the technology keeps increasing, and independent sailors can reach up to speeds of over 60 miles an hour.
Sailing today offers many different ways of adventure, whether you're looking for a high-speed adrenaline rush on the 49er skiff in the San Francisco Bay, or you just want to cruise around the Caribbean. There are many different boats and fun places to do either. There are cruising yachts that are more a luxury and nicer than some of our homes, and there are also racing boats that literally fly above the water and are capable of going twice the speed of the wind.
People don't really know that sailing is as much of a mental game as it is a physical activity. There's so many variables you have to take into consideration: the current, the wind, the waves, everything to do with tactics. It's a competition on more levels than one.
Sounds pretty crazy, right? Well, modern technology has made some pretty fascinating advances since Royal England. Today, the most interesting technology is called the DSS foil design. This design uses what are essentially underwater airplane wings to lift boats out of the water, eliminating drag and making boats nearly twice as fast.
From small rafts with clossless sails to high-speed technology genius yachts, sailing has become a large influence to the world. By the explorations used on sailboats, many countries and continents were found. In the early stages of sailing, the creators had not realized how far their invention would go. Today, sailing is an Olympic sport that is well known and used across the world. When you are sailing, the possibilities are endless.